Well, hey everybody. How we're see Dana, we're not late. We didn't start late.
We didn't start late.
Want to be, you want to be talking shit. I mean, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Daylight, whatever the hell it is, time on the
Daylight
button.
time.
Daylight, EDT. I always just say Eastern time and just cut out the middleman. Anyway,
Oh
um
no 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 no! It's daylight time because yeah, I will until I will either die mad about it or it will be fixed. Ridiculous.
so how are you?
Um, Pretty good. We're on spring break
Yeah.
and I'm trying not to be um too frustrated with myself. They're also checking mine may have just arrived. Like I heard
And
like
mine's
an
right here.
engine motor, but sometimes I'm so jealous. Only a little bit jealous because mine has meat on it.
Yours will probably be
Yeah,
better because my even though it's a good frozen pizza, mine is still a frozen pizza. So
that's true. That's true. Mine's
So
delivery.
yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna check something here. Um this is one of the downsides to having honors classes
Oh,
is well,
you have students that actually do their work, and then you have to grade it.
yeah, not just that, but like they take yep, there we go. There's more.
There's more
There's
since the last
more.
time you checked.
Yep. All week it's been coming in. And let's not a lot more since this morning when I checked. But
But still,
but
yeah,
still there's more. And because we had to send out grade reports before spring break, I had to spend time running those reports and then oh gosh, just the process of downloading a report for every single student and then make sure, because for whatever reason you can't give it the name of the student, so it downloads
yeah,
as the program we have downloads it as quote individual student report, and then if you download it, it gives it the same name again. So if you download it and it goes to your downloads folder, it's individual
it
student
gives you
report
the
one,
little,
individual
yeah,
two,
yeah,
and just like so
renumbers it,
like
yeah.
you download it, you have to make the report for each student, then you have to download it for each student, then you have to go in and name it for each student, and then you have to go through and you have to look up the student in the grade book, and then you have to go over to the part that has the parent email, and then you have to start email to that parent, and then you have to find it. Oh my gosh, it like took me 3 days solid to get all that taken care of.
Wow, that
Oh
that that doesn't sound brain meltingly tedious at all.
nope.
By the way, before we get too far into the festivities, we talked about this before, and I do want to
Yes,
acknowledge
thank you for
that
remembering.
because today is Trans Day of Visibility. And so, to all of our trans friends and viewers, we want to make note of that. And I've seen some of the really many like awesome trans people that I follow on Twitter and stuff have been, you know, tweeting and talking about it, and it's an important day because trans people, even today, even with as much as we talk about it now compared to how we used to, like trans folks are still way too erased from our culture, and so it's a very important day.
And given now this is a list from last year.
Radical Bacon says, "Perceive me, sis." Behold.
So this is from last year, but given that we're watching science fiction shows, I
Indeed.
thought a list would be of science. This is
Oh,
specifically science fiction and fantasy. So since we're watching, speculative fiction, I thought it would be apropos.
nice.
Especially since a book is much more. I mean, yes, you have your editor and your proofreaders and such. It's much more the work of one person than a television show or a movie, which, yes, there are plenty of actors and cinematographers and, people in the industry,
Yeah,
when they work on various projects, but a book is much more, it's like this person's
yeah.
work.
It's a
So
much shorter chain than in
I was
yeah.
thinking it's, much less of an army.
Yeah, that yeah, 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 for
So
sure.
Um, well, I'm really excited to share war stories with you.
I
This
have
is
been told by you and by other people that this is like a really good big episode. So for everybody watching along with us, if you are watching on Hulu or another streaming service where it has Mal's little introduction at the beginning, and then it also has a previously on Firefly recap to sort of catch you up, uh, skip
sorry.
skip past all of that and
It's all my fault because we bought the DVDs. Stupid DVDs.
God, why would you buy physical products? What were you thinking?
I don't know the
Uh,
fact that streaming services didn't exist yet,
oh
Steve.
God, these excuses. I don't want to hear it.
Hey, I'm an original fan.
You're
None
an
of these.
OG.
Yeah. Oh, not gonna go there. None of these new, just fans of the moment of Firefly.
Hey, Dana, don't gatekeep.
Don't
Okay,
gatekeep.
that's a very ugly thing.
Well,
You know?
somebody needs that. I mean, maintenance is important, Steve.
So anyway,
Somebody's got to keep the gate.
so everybody,
But I will
go ahead.
open it for anyone who wants to enter into the Firefly fandom.
How sweet.
I'll be the gate opener.
You'll be the gate opener. So you will gatekeep, but you'll let pretty much anybody in.
I'll just make sure it gets scoured from time to time and hit with some WD-40. Very important.
So anyway, skip ahead to time code 135. Everybody, 135 in, or which is also 4254 remaining. That is the time code that we're going to start on when I count us in here in a minute. That's where we're all going to start. So that way we'll all be synced up.
Hallelujah. Let's go.
Yeah. And Corey says, I'm a Johnny come lately. I mean, I guess, in the sense
Wouldn't
that
you be a Stevie come lately?
I'm a Stevie come lately, in the sense that I haven't watched the show until now, but like, I'm not gonna like, I doubt that I will be considering myself like a part of the Firefly fandom. Like,
Gas.
I do, as I always say, like, I do like it. Like, I do really like the show, but
It's
yeah.
interesting because I don't as much as I am enjoying the show and I like the characters, I really don't consider myself a brown coat, as they say.
Yeah, no, and it's one of those things where it's like, okay, guys, like it's a pretty good show. Calm down.
Richard Moore apparently, yeah. I'm like, see that Steve just helped me out with the video that's going to be going up on Saturday. That's what it's like to be a teacher. You are the keymaster and you're the gatekeeper. It's like, congratulations, and you're doing it. Because you're willing to do all the jobs? Because you know why, Steve? Do you know why you're willing to do all the jobs?
Why are you willing to?
For the children.
For the children, Dana.
In the context of keymaster and gatekeeper, and
But the real question:
demon dogs eating people. That's kind of creepy.
The real question is there any Dana or is there only Zool?
Zool can go, eat butt.
So it's full Dana, no Zool.
Absolutely.
No Zool at all.
Complete Dana.
Complete Dana, no Zool. Okay, that's
Cower in fear. It's complete Dana.
That's the way I like it, because Zool is kind of. I'm not really.
Zool, if we're gonna go for levitation is just not where it's at. Just polite. If I ended up with levitation, I would be severely disappointed.
And she sleeps above her covers. 4 feet above her covers.
I do not sleep above my covers. I've got to be cuddled. My feet are cold, okay? Cold.
There is no Zool, only Dana. I'm glad somebody said it.
No Zool. There's
okay.
no Zool this week.
You're off. You're off Zool.
I'm off Zool.
You're off Zool this week, which is great.
Grading papers.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Your alter turkey, yes. Everyone should be afraid of Dana. Student or not.
Just in general.
Yeah, I'm terrifying. Can't you tell?
Yeah. Well, yes.
Although I will say, I'm wearing my Lake Winnipesaukee shirt, and I don't know if your viewers are familiar with the character that I got to play in the haunted house. So, which I am hoping to do again. They sent me, in this part of what made me choose this shirt, they sent me a letter saying, hey, we'd be glad to have you back working in the summer. And I'm like, I will miss doing it, but I've got to take this summer to rest. But I would like to be in the haunted house again. It's just so much
because
fun.
you were the scary nurse, right?
I was scary nervous. Yeah,
Yeah.
lots of fun.
Yeah.
Lots of fun. I might
Um,
have to invest in some scleras again and just be really, really careful not to rub at my eyes so I don't lose one again because those suckers are expensive.
yeah.
And I'm cheap.
Um, so David C. Drake makes an interesting point. Says, to be honest, I agree. I think Firefly is pretty good, but not necessarily great, mainly because there are some questionable socio-political messages. I think that's because I haven't really like to me the main reason why I would that I would put it in the pretty good but not great category. It has nothing to do with the socio-political content. I just think it's a pretty good show. Like just in terms of the plot and the characters, I just think it's pretty good. It has its moments where I'm like, oh, that was great, but for the
It,
most part, I'm just like, okay, it's pretty
yeah.
good.
And see, well, they're all tricky. It's all in my performance. But I don't. I like the. I kind of like the questionable social political messages, which I don't. It because I like to watch stuff with somebody. I
So it gives you something to
don't.
talk
I don't
about.
go to the movies by myself. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even watch television by myself. I'll read a book by myself,
Mm-hmm.
but like yeah I and so you talk about it afterwards and you bring these it opens up, especially if they're questionable or I mean not hopefully not downright revolting, but at
Hopefully
that point
not. Yeah.
I'm just like I can't um embarrassment humor. I have to walk out of the room. I have to walk away
You're
from.
very sensitive to like cringe comedy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just like that makes if it's about the person feeling bad about themselves. I'm like, no, it's just not that's not funny. That's not cool. I can't. Ugh,
You're too
no.
empathetic. That's the problem. You're too damn empathetic.
I guess maybe I don't. I guess it is because like I don't feel bad for myself. I have no shame. But and I guess maybe because like I know that it's different for other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I'm like, oh, they feel bad about themselves. That's awful. And I
Yeah.
just generally I don't feel bad about myself. I like me. So like it's more of a, like, oh God, something bad is happening to somebody. So
Yeah. Shall we?
let's go
Shall
ahead.
we get the episode started, and maybe we'll find some questionable socio-political messages. I don't know. I've never seen it. Um,
Let's find
Let's
out.
find out. Okay, everybody. As always, I will count us in from
Woo!
3. I'll give us a 3, 2, 1 play. Everybody hit play when I say play. And when we get to commercials and stuff, I'll do 3, 2, 1 pause, and we'll stop for a few minutes and talk about it and whatever else. So
Sounds good.
everybody, thank you.
I'm waiting.
There it is.
Is this Pride
Okay.
reference?
Everybody get ready. And 3, 2, 1 play.
Oh, ominous music right at the start.
My, my.
Dun, dun, dun. There we've got some social political messages.
Just a little bit.
Yes, the show to the layperson, it's gonna.
Oh, please do.
Yes.
Anyway, where were we? Let's spend the night together.
Da, 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 da.
Ah, you know, that like cartoonish Russian accent must be so fun to do. I
He's
mean,
just such a wonderful character. And not in that he's like dramatically brilliant or anything, but just he just seems so much fun.
he's fun. Yeah, he's fun.
Oh, John, yeah, it feels completely mean spirited and
Yeah,
punching down. Yeah.
I don't have a problem with cringe humor like in general, but there are times where if it's meaner than it is funny, then yeah, I mean, like I'm usually not turned off by it just, categorically, but it can
Now,
get,
David C.
yeah.
Drake, that
This,
is some cringe humor.
this Snyder cut of Firefly. It's always funny till somebody gets hurt.
Uh,
Oh, nice. It's like a Tim O'Brien short story.
let's point out that they respond to pressure, but like the pressure of like hitting the side of the trench didn't seem to matter. But
Ah!
it's a good story, and she delivers it well. So props to her for not sniggering her way through
Right.
that. Speaking of which, that you thought it was a crappy idea. Okay, David, there you go.
There's some of your Mandarin pronunciation. Semi. Do they suddenly have a bad marriage? Was that like? Did I miss that part?
They don't have a bad marriage. We've seen one argument. Although there has been some tension regarding this. I mean, it's been subtle and it's,
Yeah. It's a side effect of your reverse lobotomy. Okay, that's good. You don't need to talk anymore. And from the sound of it, a teenager.
I love her way of describing what actually happened.
Yeah.
The fluids, the apple bits that didn't want to stay down.
Gross.
Ah, classic. We're all peeking. Oh no, please don't say anything. Dumbass.
Oh.
But I didn't shake a hand to anybody. Remember how I said this episode was particularly quotable? There you go, in the chat.
Everybody's dropping it in the chat, yeah.
Their alter checking changed the sequence. Oh, she gonna kill him. So, but just as we're here, yes. I heard the door. He not happy.
Nope.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy.
And I have to. I'm an actress.
I know. So just shut your mouth. The love that dare not speak its name. Pizza, pizza.
Thank you, dear alter Jackie. Pizza.
Speaking of pizza, this is about the time that Jane should come walking in disguised as a pizza delivery guy.
I think Inara would kill him.
You're wearing a Hawaiian shirt, dude, and it's the future.
How hard could it be? Pizza time, Empire Jeff.
Brought you a cooler full of medicine.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Well, that's not good right there.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, 3, 2, 1, pause.
I paused it.
Are you paused?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I am paused at 1811 or 2618 remaining.
Frank Har. No, I haven't seen Star Trek Toomp.
Star Trek Toomp.
I have not seen most Star Trek.
Actually, that would be Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
It's
So,
a very common abbreviation. Um, so far so good. Although I feel like, I mean, I don't know. Some people in the chat have said that, and you mentioned that there's been some signs of tension in the past between like with Wash and
mhm.
Zoe and Mal. I must have not been paying attention because I missed that. If
It's very minor.
Wash is like suddenly having a huge problem with this. Feels like it just comes completely out of nowhere to me.
Part of it being out of nowhere is if you caught the reference to it being a milk run, is that this is an easy job.
Right?
And
Yeah. That's what a milk run means. That it's like they're expecting just to go out and come
nothing.
right back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just do the job and that's it.
yeah.
Because they've done the challenging part already. They bumped through the
they
hospital.
they broke into the hospital. Yeah.
So I mean, they're expecting this part. Oh, I've got smudgies in my eyes. Rub.
Yeah.
So they're expecting
So,
this
yeah.
part to be easy.
Well, Richard, it's not so much that he. I mean, we'll get. I mean, we're only a little bit into the episode, but it's not. I mean, I don't care if he's a dick. It just feels like he's like mad about stuff that up to this point in the series has not seemed to be an issue for him at all. And it's like he just woke up to this morning and he was like, "Hey, wait a minute," and he's like picking fights with people about shit that weren't
Yeah.
issues before.
It hasn't been an ongoing major problem. This is the first time it's really come to a head, but there have been like little pieces here and there.
Okay.
And of course, the other thing is you're only watching it every other week. So
that's
I don't know.
That's true. I may have forgotten, and honestly, that's one of the reasons why I would say that when we finish this season, I will not count myself a brown coat because I honestly have forgotten most of the episodes. Like like if you or somebody reminded me of like, oh no, that's the episode where XYZ happened, like that would awaken the memory. But if you ask me to sit down and say, okay, do you remember what happened in whatever, I probably not. It hasn't really. It hasn't. It doesn't stick.
Do you remember the train job?
I remember the train job, and I remember the trick at the end of it that they stole the medicine, but they had to give it back. Like I remember that, but I mean I don't remember a lot of detail about it.
And you remember how they escaped?
No, not at all.
Okay.
How did they escape?
Inara?
That's completely gone.
Inara came down and accused them of being runaways.
I kind of remember that now that you say it, but I don't really. Yeah. I'm not very clear. Like it's just it. I mean, I know, and I mean no disrespect to the Firefly super fans, but it's just in that way, it's kind of a forgettable show to me. Like I enjoy it while I'm watching it, but it it just doesn't stay. Like there are episodes of Star Trek I've seen once that I can like describe to from beginning to end everything that happens, because for whatever reason that just sticks in my head, and Firefly just doesn't do that.
Do you remember Saffron?
I remember that character, generally speaking. I remember we had a conversation about that episode because I and a couple of other people in the chat thought that Mal was making kind of a rape threat to her at the end. But that's about it. And I remember like sort of the general, like the trick of the character that, I remember like the twist and who she started out seeming one way and it turned out she was somebody else. But like, I don't, but yeah, but so far, yeah, I mean, it's a good episode so far.
Prometheus, yeah. Safbridge. Radical bacon. You're gonna have to. That's familiar, and I don't know why it's familiar. Garage, no.
That's not going to work. That's just going to build up resentment.
Yarmixon,
we know what we're doing. I think we've mentioned this, but we know we know where we're going after we finish Firefly.
First of all, after Firefly, it is going to be the big damn movie.
Serenity, yeah.
And then we have we given any specifics other than that we know what we're doing?
I don't think we have, because we want it to be A surprise. And people have guessed, and nobody has gotten anywhere close yet.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't tell you. We wouldn't tell
We
you
wouldn't tell you if you were right.
because
It wouldn't matter.
that would spoil it. Yeah.
Charles Chapman and Richard said something about him being. I don't think he's a total dick, but he is complicating matters because they're hired for different things on the ship. Like, get over it, dude. I mean, it's like complaining because Kaylee's the one mucking about with the engine. So that's her job.
That's what she does. Yeah.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah, it is. It does feel a little, like I said, just like to me. And you say that there have been little hints dropped here and there, and it's been like, and which I believe you. I just haven't picked up on it.
Mm-hmm.
But
we haven't talked about it because I like this episode and I didn't want to hit it too hard. I didn't want it to be.
Yeah. But yeah, it does feel a little like, like Chekhov complaining that Sulu always has to fly the ship in Star Trek. And it's like, well, I mean, dude,
that's his job.
That's literally why he's here.
Yeah, Richard, sabotaging the shuttle is definitely a dick move. It's, yeah. And also not listening to the captain. The captain says, says this is what goes, that's what goes.
He's the boss, and you all signed on knowing that was the deal. So, yeah. Radical Bacon, it will not be Babylon 5. I don't see how Babylon 5 wouldn't fit our format anyway, because...
Wait, stop.
Yeah.
We said we weren't going to tell him, but...
That's true.
Yeah, Babylon 5 wouldn't fit the format because we're replacing Firefly with something that I have seen and that Steve has not.
Right, exactly. And even if we were going to, I mean, like, I hate to keep saying this, I'm not that big of a Babylon 5 fan. Like, I feel like Babylon 5, I feel like very similarly to how I feel about Firefly. I think I like Babylon 5 better than I like Firefly, but still, like, I watched it when it was on. It was good. I mean, there were parts of it that I thought were really good. I've had, like, no desire to watch it since.
Which is how I feel about most television.
There's not like a burning, like, oh, Babylon, because Babylon 5 is on HBO Max now. And it's like they upscaled it to HD. And I mean, from the little clips I've seen, it looks awesome. But like, I mean, I'm just like, yeah, I haven't watched it. I haven't felt like watching it. I don't think it's that, I think it's good. I think it's really good. But I don't think it's like, oh, you have to see it, Nope, haven't watched any Friends either.
I've watched some Friends.
I mean, I watched it when it was on.
Oh,
but I haven't watched it on streaming since I haven't. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, I've
watched
an episode or two, like an actual episode, which for me, like watching an entire episode of anything other than Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah, I used to watch it a good bit when it was actually airing. I used to watch it a good bit. At least for a few years. I think I probably dropped off after like season 5 or 6 because, good Lord, it was on for like 9 seasons. But I used to watch it a lot. But yeah, I haven't watched it since it was. I haven't watched it on HBO because it's on HBO Max now. I think and I haven't watched it. And Frank Carr says Sulu and Chekhov weren't married. Oh, you sweet summer child.
Radical Bacon, I liked the animated X-Men series. Well, of course, there's more than one. But, I mean, you say that and immediately...
The one from the 90s. Totally. Totally. Oh, hey, Garrett. Yeah, okay, it was 10 seasons. 10 seasons for Friends. Good Lord, that's a lot of Friends.
There weren't that many of them.
And I think I watched about like a year ago, maybe, I watched like the first episode of that X-Men show. Just for nostalgic purposes, because I used to watch it like every Saturday morning when it was on.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched like the first episode and I was like, oh, I remember this. And then I never watched any more of it. I mean, I enjoyed it. Like it was a great sort of like throwback, nostalgia trip to watch that show.
Yeah.
But I was just like, okay, like I know where to find it if I want to watch it.
I think you mean awesome.
Yeah.
because it's so...
It's
oh my goodness, it's so cheesy.
It's very cheesy. Yeah, it's very cheesy.
Oh.
And Deralta Trekkie, no, I didn't watch that I don't watch every one of Lindsay's videos. If she's doing a video that that it's like interesting to me, I might watch it, but no. And I didn't even know she did a video about the X-Men series. Anyway, yes. Shall we so once again, paused at 1811 in or 2618 remaining for everybody watching, and we're going to get back into
Except
it.
me.
Except you, because you have a copy that was ripped from a DVD because you bought physical media. I say this and I just today I put up a video where my background is like my many shelves of of physical media,
I like physical
like
things.
a bunch of
They're nice.
DVD
They're
shelves.
nice. I mean, things that you can hold and touch. They're nice.
I guess.
Okay, Stuffy.
I guess. Stuffy wouldn't be that. Stuffy would be like, of course I understand.
Oh, Stuffy's just the sweetest.
He is.
So tell him I'm at 1635 out of 4255.
So but nobody pay attention to
Yeah,
that.
please don't, because it will not match.
Yeah. Yeah. Once again, 1811, 2618. 1811 in, 2618 remaining. So everybody get ready. I'm going to count us in from 3, and we will continue the episode.
Finally.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, sorry,
well.
Jalorn. Jalorn is on your time code, Dana.
You are.
Can I get a spot?
So good. He's like, ah. Oh. Wow, I got a bunch of people on my time code. Cool.
Hell yeah. Who knew? Transport tracks, 2-3 days old. Is it the guy with the funny accent?
So good.
Are you wearing a blindfold too? Possibly. Richard Moore, I like the.
Sometimes he can be laconic. We can just love the laconic guys who aren't.
Yeah. We wrote our own vows.
See, exactly. Highly quotable. She swore to wait. Well,
Ah, hello. Sorry I'm late. I was in my bunk.
and the person gonna fly the ship is who exactly?
Language wash. Geralta Trekkie, I was going to go for the heart reference. Can I watch? I don't know about you, but I'm having fun. If she wants.
I really like that little turn at the end.
Was there a turn?
Where Mal is, I mean, baiting Wash to keep him alert.
Oh, when he's like
Awake.
starting to lose it. Yeah.
Yeah. This is good too. This is so good. Zoe's just. Gibraltar Truckee, exactly.
Three, two, one, pause. I like that.
Yeah, that
That's a good
one of
fake
the.
out. That's a good fake
Yeah,
out.
him. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to continue your little speech? She's totally dead, man. I just. Yes.
That was good. That was good. I have to say though, so far I'm not really getting why this is a great episode. I
Because
mean,
I love
it's
Zoe.
good. Like it's a good episode. Like I'm not liking
And
it.
it's
But
got it's a few of those little dialogue bits and Zoe. The scene I really
yeah.
like the scene with Wash and Mal. How Mal is being more and more ridiculous in order to
keep
help
him awake.
Wash
Yeah.
stay awake. And it just the way it develops, they're bantering back and forth, but the banter gets edgier and edgier as the scene gets more, as they get more and more injured and more and more
Yeah.
danger. Yeah, Radical Bacon.
Oh, she would have been a great Wonder Woman. She still would be. I mean, she
Yeah,
ain't exactly ready for retirement yet. I mean,
not remotely.
yeah. Well,
Stuff Justice Warriors, yeah, great character work.
I mean, the acting is good. The character work in terms of their interactions is good. But I keep coming back to the fact that it feels like Wash is just out of nowhere with this. Like it doesn't feel like this has been built up very well in terms of the conflict between Mal and Wash about Zoe. Like it just feels like Wash just got up this morning and decided to be pissed about this.
Yeah,
Like
and
that's
it's
just how
it's
I
hard.
mean, yeah. Go ahead.
It's hard because um because the Wash and Zoe have such a strong relationship, and that was something they wanted to establish. So it's not like this has been a major problem. It's just been something that's been like there have been little references to it. I think maybe 2 or 3 times, but it's been an ongoing thing a couple of times throughout a couple of different episodes,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been minor.
Yeah.
This is the first time it's been a major issue, and I can see that maybe it develops too quickly, but I'm fine with forgiving that, in part because he is he is a jerk with the changing the controls. But the fact that it's, I mean, sooner or later they have a job where he's like, I can go along. And I think we also see she does treat him differently the whole way through. And we don't notice it as much because of their relationship. But she's gentle towards him, that she's not in a way with Mal or Jane. And she's also not she doesn't treat the passengers in the same way. She's more standoffish towards them. But she's gentle with him, like she's gentle with Kaylee, for different reasons. But it's the same sort of thing. They're the non-combatants, and
Right.
it's also easy to sort of overlook it because she's deferential to the captain, and she's obviously not with Jane. It's easy also to look at the way that she treats Jane as like she's very abrupt with him because he's Jane.
He's Jane, yeah.
Exactly. So
yeah. Well, and we'll finish the episode, and then I'll share my my final thoughts but I have some thoughts about this episode. Oh, that's okay, some random geek. Thanks for dropping in and saying hi.
Hey, it's good to see you always.
Yeah, it's always good to see you. Glad you could drop in and wave.
The funny thing is that Jane is very capable, but anybody could hurt him if they thought about it. Even Kaylee. If Kaylee put her, especially because nobody takes Kaylee seriously. Mm-hmm. If she decided that she was going to hurt somebody, and she took the time to think about it, it's they'd be done for. So.
Oh, good for you, Jalen.
Fingers crossed. Fingers definitely crossed.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. Best of luck. Oh yes, so you're doing the trans day of visibility stuff. Yeah, please drop it in the chat. We'll mention it, and then we'll get back to the episode.
He is indeed the here from Canada. He's not really much of a planner. He's more of a panther.
Not so much
of a planner, and by which I mean not at all.
That's funny.
So.
But yeah, I don't want to give the impression that I'm not enjoying it. I think it's a fine episode, but I don't know. I feel like I feel like it's been built up a little too much. Like it's really so far, it's like absolutely nothing special at all. Judging by, judged on the scale of
the other episodes
of the rest of the series. Like it's like so far, it's like, oh, this is a pretty good episode. It's had some nice what people are saying about the character moments. Like I like the way when the first scene of Wash and Mal sort of when they're blindfolded, where it builds up to Wash saying she's my wife. Like that was that was like a funny turn.
Yeah, you were gonna put her in this situation.
Yeah, that's a funny.
You put her in a dangerous situation. No, I didn't.
She's not here. Yeah,
well, that was a funny. Would have
been. That was a funny bit. Okay, so Random Geek, yes. Lin Wu is currently streaming Eichenfeld on Twitch. This is the Trans Day of Visibility stream, twitch.tv/ Lin_Wu. It's in the live chat. So yeah. And I've been raising money too. I've been following on Twitter. You've raised a couple of $100 so far, haven't you? Or at least you had it as of a few hours ago, and I checked. Hopefully it's a lot more now, but yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, shall we get back into it? Yes, and at 8 p.m. Geek will be streaming on his Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/ somerandomgeek with 3s instead of E's for geek, and check that out at 8.
All right.
Here we go.
Count us
in from 3, and we will resume this episode. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, man.
Look at that face. I don't know if we get to see her again. Stone face.
They reservoir dogged him. Thanks.
I love her stone face. Whew.
So does this mean you're the captain now, honey? They're under Trekkie. That's a funny line. Garrett, stuck in a middle ear infection. I like that. We're going to use it to grow a new captain. Ah! Everybody's making the same joke. Maybe Niska can cut off his head. A mind sifter. Aw, that looks like it hurts.
Guns, 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 guns.
By the way, I'm loving all the ear jokes in the chat. Nice knowing you. Just let it play.
Okay. Richard Moore. Yes. Oh, Vera. He's like, I get to use Vera. It's a good day. Minimum. I want my money's worth. Or, your money's worth, as the case is.
Yeah, really.
GC Swift 2, kneecapping is gray area. A crossover episode you weren't expecting. Topic.
I think you need to change your attitude thrusters, Wash. I mean, literally.
I mean, not literally, but, I will be.
Well, not anymore. I mean, she left the room, but for a second there, he was literally right behind her.
Only because she turned around.
Yeah, well, that's
Before
what I'm
that,
saying.
He was right in front of her.
That's true. I'm right in front of you, baby. I know. Yeah, I know.
I can see you. You're right in front of me.
Oh, he ain't going to be moving.
Who said the ship chaplain's going to be the best shooter?
The children of the night. Well, that'll do it.
James.
What a day.
It was moving. Why didn't you shoot it?
Damn, preacher.
Oh, yeah. Some establishment here. They're also checking. You say that as though looking like a homicidal maniac is a bad thing. I mean, that's part of the allure.
It's kind of what they're going for, yeah.
Math.
All right, give me the gun.
Oh, I love this. Well, Richard Moore, they didn't realize that at the time. Also, they just River's crazy. You know, River has serious
River's
problems.
crazy.
I love this. Okay.
MacGyver!
Come on, come on. Anyway, that's one of the parts that I love.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Yeah, Richard, I thought that's what you were referring to my little joke there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha! Fuck you, Simon. Thank you, Dorothy Trekkie. I want to kill some more.
Look at that smile.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Good ending. Good ending. The
In some ways, I don't like. In many ways, I don't like Jane at all. But when it comes to food,
you're right there with him.
My own heart.
You're right there with him. Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, yeah, the "we'll be in our bunk" punchline was good, and the final bit of Jane like whacking him in the ribs,
free
and,
soup.
you know, well, yeah, the free soup is good, but when Jane like whacking him in the ribs and him going like, ugh, like that was good.
I just been tortured, damn it.
But yeah, like I mean, it's a good episode. It's a good episode.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get what's remotely special about it. Like,
is solid. Like
is
Reputation.
Solid. Exactly. It's solid episode.
Reputation is solid.
Nothing bad, nothing special, just good, solid meat and potatoes episode of Firefly.
Yes.
Yes.
With excellent dialogue in spots.
Yeah. Okay. I don't even think like honestly. I mean, you say it's quotable, and I know obviously, like like and I know now. I know this is the episode where "No power in the verse can stop me" comes from because I've heard Firefly fans quoting that like ad nauseum for years, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that's a Firefly thing. Um, okay, I guess it's a pretty good line.
That's
I
a
just
good line. As is, wait, this is something the captain has to do for himself. Nope, no, it's
nope,
not.
no, it's not. Yeah, I mean, there are
I mean, there are a few just. I mean, for me,
there are
stellar moments.
there are some really funny moments in it. Like, I mean, yeah, I don't, and I feel like it's sort of, and this is kind of where I was going when I said I have final thoughts on it. I think it's kind of like representative of, what separates someone like me from like the real hardcore like Firefly fans. You know what I mean? Because I watched this episode and I think, oh, that was pretty good. It had some really funny moments. Hardcore Firefly fans watch this and they think it's like one of the best episodes of television ever. And I'm just like, nah, I'm just not seeing that. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
it's pretty good. Like, it's pretty good. It's not even the best episode of this show that I've seen.
I
But
am not
it's pretty
with you.
good.
Like,
But it's
literally,
like,
we've already seen my favorite episode.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, I like the acting a lot in it. There was obeying going on right under my nose.
Right under my nose.
She didn't always obey me. Name one thing she did. She married you. So yeah, and then like the timing and the delivery of it, I have a thing about torture comedy apparently because they did it on an episode of is your favorite still The Train Job?
No, mine was it Shindig?
Was it Shindig?
I don't know.
Where they
Honestly,
go to the big party and and there's
maybe
stabby
not.
stabby?
I don't know. Honestly, I can't remember. I don't. I did see an episode. There has been an episode since The Train Job that I like better, but I can't remember.
I remember us talking about that. Yeah. So,
I don't know. Let me go back and look at the episode list. This is always a good sign.
And the other thing is, I have a hard time identifying the episodes by their titles. Like I literally had to go back and because this is War Stories. I'm like, I went back and I'm like, oh, this is the next Niska episode. Yes.
And that's what you remember it as, not.
Yeah. It's like but at the same time, I can understand you don't want to call it the next Niska episode because you don't find out about that right away, and you don't want to spoil that.
Yeah.
A lot of people like Out of Gas best, but yeah, even my favorite episode, Our Mrs. Reynolds. Like I'm just like episode.
Maybe it was Our Mrs. Reynolds that was my favorite because that was the one with Saffron, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
It's
it's
so
hard.
Good, and when Book goes in and says she did this, she did this, she did this. I mean, I do like Shindig. That mostly. I have quibbles with the ballroom scene.
Right, with the way that Inara behaves.
The way Inara behaves, but also the idea that the Mean Girls would have lost any poise whatsoever when, rich dude, says, makes a cutting remark towards them.
Yeah.
Their response to that seemed just highly scripted.
Yeah.
I like the duel. Like mercy is the mark of a great man. So I'm all right. I guess I'm just okay.
Yeah, but I guess it's something about, and because I know like you have been not necessarily completely blown away by Deep Space Nine so far either. Mm-hmm. And it's just one of those.
Is there an episode of that you would say is like one of the best episodes of television ever?
Of Deep Space Nine?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not one that we've watched yet.
Well, no, yeah. But is it in the first season?
No, it's not till the fourth season. It's the visit.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. We may not. You may get sick of it, and we'll just have to skip to that one.
Well, the world could end first. My God, we're only watching one episode every other week.
Like if we ever get to the point where, you know, you're like, I feel like I don't have too much more Deep Space Nine in me. Just let me know, and I'll be like, okay, there's like 2 more episodes you have to watch, please, and then
so
I won't.
so give you some headway then, and before
Yeah,
it's like, okay, by the way,
because
Steve, I'm done. Everybody's saying Duet. Is that a
oh,
episode?
duet, yeah, duet is a first season episode, and that is duet is a really really good episode. I wouldn't say it's one of the best episodes in the history of
Television
television,
history.
but it's a really good episode. Yeah, and that
Okay.
we are going to get to that in the first season, and also there's another episode called that's coming up in maybe in 3 or 4 more episodes called Progress. That is a really good Kira episode. Actually, duet is a really good Kira episode too. But
But
yeah,
from the way you're describing it, it sounds like that's a little bit further off.
Duet is the second to last episode of the season. So
Okay.
yeah. But yeah.
So we got some going.
Yeah, but if I were going to pick like an episode of Deep Space Nine that's like one of the best episodes of anything ever, it would be The Visitor. There's another episode from a little bit later called Far Beyond the Stars that's also really, really, really good. But if I had to pick one, I would say The Visitor. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody, Corey said Far Beyond the Stars, but Sophie
Yeah.
Justice Warriors, we've seen Move Along Home.
Yeah, we watched it just recently.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, you didn't like gouge your eyes out.
No, I didn't think it was that bad.
No, it's fine.
I mean, it's a little silly at times, but it's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not like I would never call it like one of the best episodes, but I mean, my God, the way people talk about it, you think that you think it's like that video from The Ring or something. Like it's a fine episode. It's just it's a silly episode, you know.
And there's nothing wrong with silly.
No.
It really isn't. So.
Yeah.
Blah. Sorry. Like
You're
seriously,
right.
I'm still coughing from like 3 days ago. Just every now and then, it's just like, oh yeah, we breathed in some of those freaking Bradford pears.
And now it's
Stupid Bradford pears.
Your arch nemesis. Dorota Trekkie, I think you are thinking of In the Pale Moonlight, which is also an excellent episode.
As Empire Jeff has mentioned.
Yes. I didn't see that. Yeah. In the Pale Moonlight. Yeah.
Empire Jeff said "Pale in the Moonlight," and I'm like, I'm guessing that's a reference to a show.
Yeah, Radical Bacon is warning you up ahead. The last episode of season 1 does have school in it. Although you might like what happens to the school. Maybe.
Do Keiko and Miles apologize for being bad teachers?
No.
Do we get to see Severus Snape killed again? Because that's my favorite part of Harry Potter.
Weirdly, even though it's in an entirely different franchise and it was made like, 10 years before they even started making Harry Potter movies, yes, we do get to see Severus Snape die again. It's weird. Because at the time we were all like, who's that guy? And why are they making such a big deal out of this? And then you get to the last Harry Potter movie and you're like, oh shit, that's what all that was about. We had no idea.
You get to the first one and it's like, oh, he's the bad teacher.
That's the guy. I was wondering why Alan Rickman was dressed this way in a Star Trek episode in 1993. Now I know.
1993. Man, you just pulled that out of your hat.
Yep.
You just know.
I do. And I know that Voyager started in 1995. Say it. That's right. And Enterprise started in 2001.
Whereas Firefly ran, it was like after Buffy. Did it run? Was it after Angel? I don't know.
No, it was concurrent with Buffy, wasn't it? Or maybe not, was it before? Because Nathan Fillion was in the last season of Buffy. Was that before or after Firefly? I thought that was after Firefly.
Y'all can just like rewind to the last thing I said, which was, I don't know. Really don't care. But yeah, Castle also had an episode where the 2 other detective guys, they got captured together and they were being tortured, and they were being asked for somebody's name, like the name of one of their sources or somebody, and they're like, we're not gonna tell, and they're being heads, dunked in till, they can't breathe and da-da-da. And finally, oh gosh, I can't remember their names. Anyway, one of them says, "Oh no, I can't." He's like, "No, don't give them what they want." He's like, "I'm gonna tell them who it is, who talked to us. Who it was." It's like, "Don't tell them. Don't give them what they want." He's like, "It was your mom." And then they both start laughing, and then they're dunked back down again. So it does that nice blend of, yeah, sad and
yeah. I thought the last, yeah, because I remember when Nathan Fillion shows up in the last season of Buffy, I remember watching it because I didn't watch Firefly, but I knew that Nathan Fillion was in it and that it had been canceled after like one season, and I thought, oh, good for him. They gave him like a consolation prize. He got to be the villain in the last season of Buffy because his show got canceled. Yeah.
And Ryan and Esposito. Yeah. Etsy.
Oh, those are the characters in Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Irish one and the Hispanic one.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You get that from the names. That's good.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Missing the O.
Orion. Oh, it's me. Officer
Yeah.
Orion.
I will say Shades of Doyle. I wish they hadn't gotten rid of Doyle. He was awesome. From Angel.
Oh, you were a big Doyle fan?
I liked Doyle. I thought he was enjoyable, but and then I'm like, okay, he's gone.
I thought Doyle was okay, but I mean,
I wasn't a huge Doyle fan, but
I think part of it might be because Angel the show got progressively better every season. Well, no, season 4 maybe not. Season 4 kind of took a dip, but I mean, but like for the first 3 years at least, like it's like it got and so like the first season of Angel was like, oh, this is pretty good. Second season of Angel was like, oh shit, this is like a good show now.
Yeah.
Third season of Angel was like, oh fuck, this is a great show. So by the time you get to that point, you're like, remember when Doyle was in this show? Like, who fucking cares?
Yeah, but see, the thing is, and that's I guess that's part of what it was. Doyle was one of the bright spots of season 1.
Yeah.
But,
season 1 was kind of like, oh, okay.
But, the bar is not so high to cross.
The first season Angel, not so great. It's okay, has moments, not so great.
Oh, gosh.
It's such a fun accent to do.
It really is, especially when you get to ham it up. E.R. McSun. And there's a part of me, because he was, the actor was
unfortunately,
with substance abuse, so there was, I mean, I did wonder if that had something to do with, losing the character, if there were issues during filming or anything.
Yeah.
So
Richard Moore says they could have replaced Doyle with Sweet from Once More with Feeling, who did not yet exist. He didn't show. That was in season 6. Angel. The first season of Angel was during season 4 of Buffy, I think.
That's what they're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
no. So they could have.
You're just dropping. This is in that season, and this. I'm like, I don't know. I can sing the lyrics.
They could have created Sweet a few years beforehand, and made him a regular on Angel for some reason.
Because why not?
How would that have been replacing Doyle though? Would Sweet have like psychic visions? He wasn't that kind of a guy. He just made people sing.
IDK, man. We're just responding to the chat at this point.
I know.
Are you kidding, Garrett? No, Garrett. No, Russian is good for saying all things. Things with the bad Russian accent.
Not exactly. Not necessarily Russian, but speak in terrible cartoonish Russian accent.
Very good. Like you're looking for moose and squirrel. It's bad. It's so bad.
Very good for saying good things, bad things, any things you want to say.
Especially talk about food. I think that may be a me thing. No, not the Russian
Tell
thing.
me.
Dana likes to talk about food. And
how was your pizza tonight?
Oh,
you had a good pizza?
Had a good pizza, yes.
Oh, so good.
We're gonna smush into Italian.
Hey, how you liking the pizza, huh?
Hey, how you liking the pizza? It's in between Russian and Italian.
Hey,
yes.
it's a very culturally insensitive, huh?
I got something. It went somewhere. Oh, from Enchanted. Yes, it's a good pizza. Yes.
Yo, that's right.
His
Yes, yes, yes.
special drink for a pretty lady. Yes, is and then what? When he was like at the popcorn cart or something, he's like, "Yes, it's Frank at the Apple Day." I'm like,
Okay.
he has an accent. We're not sure what it's even
That's it.
supposed
That's
to
it.
be.
I don't know what the accent is, but he has an accent. His accent is the equivalent of of like the village where all of those Universal horror movies were set. We don't know where in Europe it is, but it's somewhere in Europe.
Exactly. It's
Like
oh no, it's like backwoods Andalasian. That's what it is.
backwoods Andalasian.
Yep, it's the Andalasian hillbilly accent.
Andalasian hillbilly. Oh, I love it. What? Yeah, it was sort of Watto. I don't know. Watto has more of a gruff voice. Eh.
Which one's Watto? Oh, yeah.
The guy who the slave owner who
Ouch.
owned Anakin
We don't talk about this.
from those awful movies.
Steve, are you a Star Wars fan?
Yes, I would say I am.
Okay.
Yes, I would say I am.
Have you seen all the Star Wars movies?
I have seen all of the live action ones. I don't think I ever saw. Wasn't there like an animated? Well, wasn't there an animated Ewok movie back in the 80s?
I don't know if it.
I never saw. No, it wasn't animated. It was. Well, maybe it was a TV movie. But anyway, there was an Ewok movie I never saw, and I haven't seen any of the animated movie, like the Clone Wars or anything like. I haven't. But like the live action stuff, I've seen all the live action.
Okay.
Star Wars movies, yeah, and have liked and except for the prequels, have enjoyed them all to varying degrees. Although,
there's been more than one animated series. Radical Bacon. Just. Gosh, I miss 2D movies. I miss 2D animation.
2D anime, I know, yeah.
So much.
Yeah. I don't give. I do not get. I couldn't possibly give less of a shit about any of the animated Star Wars stuff.
Oh, come on, Steve. I'm sure you could give less.
I could give less of a shit. Well, no, because I did on you. I watched. I think I told you about it. I watched like the first 4 or 5 episodes of Resistance, and I was like, okay, I'm good. Mm-hmm. Like I gave it a chance, and it's like. Oh, okay. It's like staring at a bowl of white rice. I'm like, I'm sure it's fine.
You're just wrong. Rice is good.
Well, that's
Shut it.
Oh, nice.
Rice is good.
Rice is, but it's like, but you're just sitting there looking at it, like, oh, okay.
See, that's the problem. You're just looking at it. You're not enjoying it. The problem, Steve, is with you.
I should be eating the rice.
Exactly.
Charles Chapman, I enjoy the holiday special.
Why would you look at food that you could eat? What is wrong with you?
I enjoy the holidays. I enjoy the holiday special, ironically, under the right circumstances. And the right circumstances are if you are watching it with other people and you're making fun of it. I would not want to sit down like on the couch and just watch the holiday special just, to watch something. No, it's really, yeah, exactly. Stir, whip. Like when me and Jason watched it for our commentary track that we did over Christmas, like it was a blast. Like I loved it. But I mean, on its own, no. Like I could sit down, right? Like it's like I'm not, because wrestling's on tonight. But if wrestling wasn't on tonight, like at the drop of a hat, I could watch Star Wars, like the original Star Wars. I still call it Star Wars. I don't call it Episode 4 because I'm old and stubborn. But like I could sit down and watch Star Wars tonight and have a great time. But the holiday special, no, not so much. No,
not so much.
No.
Well, that's all I got.
and the Mandalorian. I've enjoyed the Mandalorian.
And you still haven't watched the damn documentaries.
I watched the first one because we watched that together. Remember the director one, that was good. That was good.
Yeah.
I thought the first season was better than the second season, and the more I think about the cameo at the end of season 2, I get the more irritated I am by it, the more I think about it, because I'm just like, oh God, just naked, pointless fan service. Just like, here you go, nerds. We know you didn't like the last movie so much, so here you go, nerds. That's all that was. It really gets on my nerves. But generally speaking, it's been a very good show. So yeah.
Yes, Parker, you're like,
And
what's not
yeah,
to like?
and I think when we watched Enchanted, I think I told you this when we were talking about it, and I've thought this before. Why the hell is James Marsden not a bigger star?
I think he just chooses not to be.
I mean, maybe. I mean, he is so because I mean, he's a good-looking guy. He's a good actor. He can be really funny,
Mhm.
as you see in Enchanted. Like he nails that character. He's got like that
He can
self-deprecating. Like he
sing.
can. I mean,
He can sing.
he's so good. You know what I think it is? I think it's the he suffers from the fact that like the first role that a lot of people saw him in was as Cyclops, and they were just like, fuck him.
No,
They saw him as Cyclops. They're like, oh, he's Cyclops. To hell with him.
no,
Because Cyclops. Come on.
no,
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 no.
no.
You're
Steve.
are you going to defend Cyclops? Just
No,
no. Well, what are you knowing me for?
because I already gave the answer.
Because
He
he chooses not to.
not to.
Okay.
And because that's the exact same thing that Goldman said about Robin Wright. And he was
Yeah.
exactly correct. That when they saw her doing what she did, and then especially after Forrest Gump, like she could have had anything.
Oh, because that was like the biggest movie in the world. Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's in I won't be able to find it quickly, and I don't want to spend 2.5 minutes flipping through, but it's in the Princess Bride. It's in some of the more recent editions. He talks about where they talk about sort of the interactions with the actors. He talks about how she was offered some role or other, and it was something that ended up being big, and they knew it was going to be big, and she turned it down because she and her husband wanted to have a kid, and she didn't want to take time to do the movie. And I think it's Goldman who says that his thought was Barbara Streisand would not choose to have a child at this time. Essentially, that because he talks about that it does take talent and skill to be a star, and to really stay on top in like Hollywood and LA. Yeah. But more than that, you have to commit to it above everything else. He says you have to be willing to piss away everything else in your life.
Yeah. Yeah, that has to be your number one priority.
You have to put that on top. And she wasn't. And I think we can see some of the same thing from some other actors who were like, yeah, they were really good. And it's not necessarily that they're just not getting work or they're being blackballed or anything. They're just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I think he seems like he's got his head on straight. Like anytime I've seen interviews or anything.
Yeah.
Not just that he seems so down to earth, he just seems sensible.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, if that's the case, good for him, because I mean, he someone mentioned Reese Hart says in the chat that he was in the recent version of The Stand, and he was good in it, but like that version of The Stand is like the Cyclops of TV shows. It's just like, oh, it's okay. It's all right. I guess this is fine. You get to the end of it and you're like, was that it? And Corey, no, I'm a little too hard on Cyclops. Cyclops is not the worst. I'm not like an anti-Cyclops, but he's a fine character. But like, especially in the movies, it's like like Cyclops.
And if you say especially in the movies, I mean that's really that's setting the bar high, because Cyclops is always an asshole in the comics, in the TV shows, everywhere.
It's not just that. It's that he has trouble standing out because Wolverine is always standing right next to him, and everybody loves Wolverine. And in the movies, it's like, okay, James Marsden, Cyclops, does a good job, but it's like there's Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, there's Patrick Stewart as Professor X, there's Ian McKellen as Magneto. I mean, there's Rebecca Romijn as Mystique. There's like all these really great, iconic portrayals of these much more interesting characters, and he just sort of becomes wallpaper.
He should be a more interesting character, because like, I mean, he's psychologically and in terms of role, he's Superman.
Yeah, he's the leader of the team, supposedly. Yeah
But people don't react to Superman the way that they react to Cyclops. Cyclops comes off as, I mean, essentially, the Superman Batman relationship theoretically should be something like Cyclops and Wolverine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's not. It's just not at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't at all play out the same way. And honestly, I think a big part of it is I think a big part of it is the Jean Grey thing. I mean, but it feels like there's more than that. I don't know. Maybe it is just the Jean Grey thing, and people are like, "Oh, she should be with Wolverine, and she's, theoretically with Cyclops." But
theoretically,
because like everybody, oh God, and then, but like that's part can like nobody would accept. Nobody would accept Batman and Lois Lane.
No. It's just
because Lois Lane would not put up with his shit for a second.
She'd be like, "All right, this is it. We're done.
This is how it's going."
Yeah.
And she wouldn't even be like, "This is how it's going," or "I'm out of here." She'd just be like, "Well, Mr. Wayne, this has been," or I don't know. Maybe she finds out that he's Batman. I mean, for Clark's sake, she would keep it under wraps, but she'd be like, "Okie dokie. Well, thanks for dinner. Really tasty. Love the dessert. I'll call a taxi." He's like, "But don't you live in Metropolis?"
Mm-hmm.
It's all good. It's okay. I'll get one with a comfortable seat.
Oh shit. That's funny.
I'll text you when I get in. And then I'm changing my number.
So anyway, yeah. Do you want to? I know you. Do you have your family book group tonight?
I do not, but yeah, I'm.
But you probably want to.
No, I don't. But I have papers that I need.
Oh yeah.
ERMX son, yeah. The Batman doesn't have a girlfriend ever. It's a rule.
Yeah, and yeah, Jal, I think that's in the crossover that sort of reintroduced Batman the animated series. When Bruce takes Lois out for a few days. I'm not a fan of that. I'm just not a fan of those episodes. I think that that those episodes are just awful. They are certainly not what I would call the best examples of either Superman the animated series or Batman the animated series. So not just because because it's like, oh, Bruce came to Metropolis. What are we? I know. Let's have him date Lois. Okay, fuck. Why? Just because. Okay.
Yeah. Why would Bruce Wayne date Lois?
Yeah, I mean, even
how would he notice her? I mean, not that she's like beneath his notice, but I mean, in what way would their paths cross other than some sort of professional way? She's not in his social circle, like, at all.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I think that one of the shitty things about it is it wasn't a very good use of Lois, because they purely, I think, just used that as to put her between Clark and Bruce, just to ratchet up the tension between the two of them. And it's like,
which is what they did with Jean Grey, and it's why the whole thing is just utter crap.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So yeah.
Oh, David's Jake, that's brilliant.
Oh, and Garrett has a good one too. Their paths probably crossed because a TV writer took too much cocaine. I cannot tell you how delightful I find the image of the writers of Superman the animated series being coked up while they're writing episodes of Superman the animated series.
What if Batman came to Metropolis and started dating Lois? Oh my God. Yeah. That's like so good.
Oh my god, I love it. I just love like just Bruce, Tim, and Paul Dini having like fucking massive Coke parties at their house over the weekend and thinking up the storylines for the next season of Batman and Superman the animated series.
John, again, yes, I can see that, I can see their paths crossing professionally. That's it. Like, I've done newspaper reporting, like not for big name stuff, but like you don't like they don't ask you out. And if like somebody that I was interviewing asked me out, I would have
Can I say no?
I really need to finish this and get it turned in.
And then never see you
get
again.
Back to you.
So, bye.
Again, I'll get a taxi.
Yeah. And E.R. Mixon's Craziest Theories points out these are the same people who made a movie where Batman has sex with Batgirl. Yes. That I would like to think that was the product of cocaine. I don't think it was, but I would love if we could just chalk that up to, oh, that writer was coked out of his mind. That's where that came from.
Oh, I don't feel so good. These are the same writers? What?
I'm not sure who wrote that Killing Joke adaptation. I'm not sure if it was someone who worked on...
No. That was different. And that was absolute. Well, I mean,
it wasn't good. Honestly, I mean, really, that one was especially egregious because of the Batman Batgirl stuff and just all of the added material that they put into it just wasn't that great. But I mean,
although I will say with the animated series when they introduce Batgirl and she's having this daydream about Batman, that one is freaking adorable. Where, oh, Barbara.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah,
all of his rogues gallery, and she like beats them all up, and she's the best, and she rescues Batman, and he takes her in his arm, and he says, "Barbara, hey, Babs!" Like, oh, and she wakes up and like Dick's yelling down, "Hey, I want to go get pizza." He's like, "I gotta study."
Yeah, Bruce Timm did produce it. It was produced by the Batman animated series team. And I just looked it up. Here's the amazing part about it, that it was written by Brian Azzarello, who is actually is usually like a really good comic writer. And like where the idea for, oh, I know how we can pad out the Killing Joke into feature length. Let's have Batman fuck Batgirl. Like, how does that even make it out of a pitch meeting? Like, how did Bruce Timm or Alan Burnett not be like, all right, let me stop you there. And
that's bad.
Let me stop you there, pay you your downside, tell you to leave the room.
Kill fee.
We'll hire. We'll pay you the kill fee. We'll hire someone else to write it.
We will. Oh,
yeah.
It will be truly a kill fee. God.
Yeah, it's just such a wrong, and it's done. So
like,
it's not
I'm
just. It's not just
feeling good. Can we?
Yeah. It's yes. Let's. You would you like to promote your YouTube channel before we call the festivities to a close?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel.
No.
It's been hard, you guys. I haven't done anything in a little bit. Well, I have actually at this point. I have a video coming out Saturday.
Yeah.
Finally. Man, that sucker was hard.
Yes.
Hard to write. Well, not really hard to shoot.
But the writing process was arduous.
It really was. It features my shiny new pens. So, hooray.
All of them at once.
No, actually, not
all of them.
Not all of them, because I was like, I got to that point. I'm like, oh yeah, I meant to do this bit, and then I kind of grabbed as some. There were still some in the little Hello Kitty pouch. So, but yeah, as many as I could easily fan out. So yes, they are featured, and so it's it's about overwork and burnout and stress, for everybody, but especially going through it as a teacher.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's very timely because,
Weird.
oh gracious, there's just, and I have to get all of my grading done this week. I have to. I know what I'm doing. I know what my next 2 units are, and that's going to be the end of the term. But
Yeah.
there are no more breaks, Steve. There's nothing.
It's just a marathon from here to the end of the year.
It's not though. Well, I guess it is because like it's the thing is it's not a half marathon because a half marathon I've done one of those
Yes,
and
you
you
have.
can chug along at like chug 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 and take time to walk and catch your breath. But a marathon, you like have to run the whole damn time or they don't let you do it. And I just like I can only imagine how much that sucks.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the next 2 months going, dear God, no. Oh my God. But I mean, like, it's so bad. It's so bad that the way that I'm going to get through it is by, at school at least, keeping my mouth shut and dealing with it as best I can and letting other people complain about it and making sure that I'm not doing the worst job. That's it. That's what I got. I
mean, just get through it. You know, like it sucks, but that's all you can do is just get through it. You know?
Crush. No.
That's almost if I didn't know how much of how stressful it was for you, that would be funny. Like, don't you have teaching assistants? Oh, you sweet thing.
No, like, and I say this in the video, like, I mean, because that was the thing when I was in school. It'd be like, you take a quiz and then you exchange papers with your neighbor.
Yeah, we did that
and
too.
And you would like mark, you'd argue, and it was kind of an honor system. And, there is, even back then, there was I guess the teacher would usually, like check a few of them to see if people had cheated. Mm-hmm. Colin, I hope so. And I hope it's not just that I'm just like so tired. I hope I can still look forward to Wednesdays, that I'm just so tired that I can't look forward to anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can't do that anymore. Like even for classwork, you have to grade all of it.
You have to do it all as the teacher.
You have to do it all for consistency and student privacy concerns. Like you can't have them, if they do a worksheet, they're not supposed to mark each other's worksheets. It's like, incredibly frustrating.
How fun.
Yeah,
so that video comes out on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. And I did finish still working through Pride and Prejudice.
Yes,
I'm here, so that's like a little bit
halfway.
A little bit more than halfway. Like it's really weird. I feel like I've been reading this thing forever. I'm doing 5 chapters at a time, and like I'm on page 197, which I think I need to update Goodreads. And it goes to page 352. Whoosh.
Wow.
So
and you have the next one of those recorded, and I'm editing it for you, and it'll be up next
Steve.
week. Oh, of course, anytime. Of course. It's my pleasure.
I'm definitely looking forward to having some time to rest and recharge this summer. Just
absolutely.
Please remind me not to like overload myself because I really have.
I'll remind you, but you know how much good that's going to do.
Smack my pity virtually. There you go.
Yeah, but anyway, and I do want. I mean, I know you don't have a thing tonight, but I do want to get off by 8 because number one, wrestling's on, and number two,
very important, wrestling,
and number two, some random geeks
Twitch stream. I put them together.
Yes. So if you're looking for something to watch after we get off the air here in a second, if you want, you can go over to twitch.tv/somerandomgeek and watch Geek stream to raise money for the Transgender Legal Defense and Education Fund. And those links are all in the live chat. And also don't forget, as we were just been talking about, Dana's channel is linked in the description of the video. I will be back on Friday for the next edition of Ask Away. So if you are a Patreon patron of mine, patreon.com/Steve Shives, and you haven't posted your question for Ask Away yet, you have a couple of days yet to do it. Monday is the next conversation stream. My guest will be my friend Alice Ashton. And then a week from tonight, we'll be back with the next Trek Reluctantly, where we will be watching Deep Space Nine and one of my favorite episodes of the first season, which is Vortex. I always like the episode of which features the guest star is one of my favorite actors that kind of pops up in TV and movies from time to time. Cliff DeYoung.
You said that last time with the game thing.
With well, and well, time before last with, and then also last time because remember last week was Wallace Shawn.
Yeah.
So lots of really cool guest stars in the last couple episodes. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So that's it. We'll wrap this up. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Dana, of course, thank you for joining us as
Thank you,
always.
Steve, for hosting.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Well, I enjoy watching Firefly with you, even if you don't think it's like the greatest thing ever. That's
I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good.
Me too.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for coming.